Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
Liberty Counsel continues to advance the sanctity of human life through litigation, education, and public policy. I am Matt Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me is Matt Barber as we talk about this past year and what Liberty Counsel has been involved with. In fact, as we put together this partners report that you can get by calling the toll-free number 800-671-1776 or emailing us at liberty@lc.org, we were amazed at all the different things that Liberty Counsel was involved with, even though we're doing this on a day-to-day basis. We've talked about religious freedom, and we've talked a little bit about the sanctity of human life, but let's continue our conversation about some of the matters that Liberty Counsel has been involved with in the last 12 months involving the sanctity of human life.
Certainly. We've testified before the House Judiciary Committee hearing on mismanagement at the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice. Matt, the DOJ under Eric Holder has been targeting pro-life advocates for bullying and for intimidation. We testified about that.
Yeah, and Thomas Perez was the one who brought this lawsuit against Susan Pine down in Florida when he was with the Department of Justice. And we defended Susan Pine. It took about 2.5 years of defense. We ultimately won that case. The case was thrown out, and the judge ultimately was aghast at the fact that the Department of Justice even brought the case because there was no evidence. And the Department of Justice ended up having to pay $120,000 in fees as a result of that frivolous action against a pro-lifer. And this was a strategy that they tried to do across the country, and they lost time after time again. Well, yeah. They literally are trying to silence pro-life people.
Well, and the judge in that case had some very strong language, even suggesting that it appeared to him that the DOJ was conspiring with Planned Parenthood.
No question about it. And we also provided counsel on the Heartbeat Protection Act in Arkansas. And in Arkansas, the members of the legislature passed the Human Heartbeat Protection Act that says whenever there's a detectable human heartbeat, which is very early in the pregnancy, that in fact the mother needs to be informed of it, and there's a lot of procedures that come in to protect the individual that is in the womb. We also filed an amicus brief at the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals urging the court to uphold Arizona's law that bans abortion after 20 weeks. And we also filed a lawsuit, and that is still in process in West Palm Beach, Florida, on behalf of two pro-lifers, one of which is Susan Pine again, because in that particular case, the city passed an ordinance that literally tried to protect special protections around this abortion clinic so that people could not have any magnification at all, which means you couldn't even talk on a walkie-talkie to some other person. Anything that was heard, even if it was on a walkie-talkie, we're not talking about loud bullhorns. We're talking about a complete essential attempt to silence people around this abortion clinic.
Well, this is just a small sampling of the cases involving life that Liberty Counsel has had a hand in, and it's critical that we do, Matt, because to the pro-aborts, abortion is a sacred cow to the left, and they actually believe, I think, that somehow it needs and deserves extra constitutional protections, which are really unconstitutional protections, because that then singles out the pro-life position and the pro-life side for unconstitutional discrimination and certainly persecution.
That's right. And, there was a case in Orlando, Florida. Liberty Counsel has been involved in this particular abortion clinic for many years. We've even asked the state to investigate this abortion clinic. But now what has happened is there was someone who filed suit against this abortion clinic, and I'm glad to see that the abortion clinic has had many of its operations shut down because the lawsuit was successful regarding a botched abortion, and they ended up coming there and taking all the furniture and the equipment of the abortion clinic to pay for this particular tragedy. And that has to, this abortion clinic is a late-term abortion clinic in Orlando. It is a butchery clinic that kills and butchers unborn children. We also filed a brief at the United States Supreme Court in a case called McCullen versus Coakley. This is a case from Massachusetts in which the law there has a 35-foot buffer zone around abortion clinics. In other words, you can't get within 35 feet of these people that are coming to the abortion clinic. So that means, Matt, you are 30 plus yards, you're 10 yards away from them. You cannot get close to them in terms of communicating and giving them information.
Imagine if things were flipped here. Imagine if they created some kind of buffer zone around oil companies, for instance, and said that liberal groups, green groups, could not get within a certain area and could not approach anybody, could not, they're singling out for special consideration and treatment, again, extra constitutional protections, abortion clinics. It doesn't make any sense, yet it does make sense when you consider how they view abortion.
Well, on the family, Liberty Counsel has been involved in religious liberty, and there's many, many cases that we can't even talk about. We just don't have time. And on the sanctity of human life, the same as well. But also in respect to the family, particularly marriage as the union of one man and one woman. Remember the case of Lisa Miller and Janet Jenkins? Well, Janet Jenkins filed this frivolous lawsuit, in my view, and ultimately was alleging all of these kinds of outlandish allegations. Liberty Counsel provided much of the research to help defend this case. The good news is the federal court in Vermont has dismissed the suit, and this suit has been tossed out after a significant amount of litigation research and resources that Liberty Counsel put in to defend against this case. But these are the people that are wanting to redesign family and redefine it to something that it cannot be. And good news is we ultimately won this case.
And this has become a tactic of particularly the homosexual activist left to file frivolous lawsuits in order to try to drain resources from those who they are attacking. This case was completely frivolous from the onset, and I know much to the chagrin of many of the leftist blogs who were hoping for many heads on the chopping block. This case has been thankfully dismissed because it was frivolous from the onset.
Yeah, it was absolutely. And then, of course, in California, and also we have two suits in New Jersey as well, very similar to each other, so 3 different suits currently pending. And in California, the law banned change therapy, and then New Jersey followed suit and passed a very similar, almost identical law that says counselors cannot provide counsel to minors who are seeking to change same-sex sexual attractions, behavior, or identity, and minors can't receive that kind of counseling. This case, or one of these 3 cases that we're involved with, likely would go all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. We're very much heavily involved in litigating to stop these laws in California and New Jersey. And then also we're looking at other places where legislators are considering passing similar laws. These are a travesty to counseling and a travesty to people who benefit by change counsel.
They're draconian, they're patently unconstitutional, and they hurt children and they hurt families, and the left loves to talk about protecting children. Here's a case where they're targeting families and hurting families for children who have unwanted same-sex attraction that could even stem from, as often is the case, from sexual abuse.
And we're also continuing to defend Pastor Scott Lively in Massachusetts. Pastor Lively went to Uganda, spoke about abortion and homosexuality, and then he gets sued by this organization called Sexual Minorities of Uganda. It is a group that is being represented by an organization out of New York that is partially funded by George Soros. They're literally trying to silence this pastor, and if they can silence him, they'll silence others, so that you cannot go on foreign soil and even talk about Judeo-Christian morality with respect to abortion and homosexuality. This is a very involved case. We're very much involved in defending him and many, many other cases that Liberty Counsel is involved with as we continue to defend and advance the family, particularly marriage as the union of one man and one woman. Go to Liberty Counsel's website, lc.org, lc.org, or libertycounsel.com, libertycounsel.com. Liberty Counsel, of course, is with SEL, libertycounsel.com. You can get information at both of those websites. You can make online credit card contributions right there as well. You can also get the address of Liberty Counsel, and you can send in your contributions between now and the end of the year. An anonymous donor has come forth and said that they will match any gift that is given to Liberty Counsel. and you can have your gift of $10 become $20, $100 become $200, or $500 become $1,000. So please make that end of the year gift and continue to pray for the ministry of Liberty Counsel. We thank you for your prayers as we continue to advance religious freedom, life, and family through litigation, education, and public policy. You can also call us at 1-800-671-1776. That's 800-671-1776.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.